Hey everyone, Matron here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, this time Game 3, the grudge match, the rubber match, the final match of the best of 3 series featuring Liquid Tyler spawning as the red Protoss and 6jax ViBE spawning as the blue Zerg. This is part of the MLG Dallas 2011 action. We're in the losers bracket, round 4 of the championship bracket, and this is a 1-1 series. ViBE used great aggression in the first game with a Mutaling mix to take down a very strong player in Liquid Tyler, but Tyler was able to come back, defend against all sorts of aggression, including a Nidus play by ViBE in the last game on Metalopolis, and now we are on MLG Shakuras Plateau. We are guaranteed cross position, so both players know exactly where their opponent is, and they will be able to just execute their builds without having to worry about backdoor destructible rock pushes. The rocks are there, unlike on the ladder play where they have been taken out, but MLG will continue to keep the rocks in there. Just open up another path of attack. I actually like that. I like the fact that you can take down your own rocks and get that third expansion a little bit easier now that there are cross positions. It can be difficult if you are a Zerg player against Protoss. Once the Protoss is able to get up on that second and third base, which is very easy to take back here, it can be difficult if they get that death ball of Colossi and Void Rays up, but we'll see how 6jax ViBE is able to play against Tyler here. He has been very aggressive in the first 2 games, even when he was behind in that second game after the early gamble. It looks like Tyler does not know the rules here. Yeah, he's going to be in the southwest here, Tyler. Even after the initial gamble with that early pool, ViBE was very aggressive with the roaches as well. He had the bird roaches, but Tyler did have that observer at the last second, and now it looks like Tyler getting out a gateway initially and going to be doing some scouting of his opponent. He sees this fast hatchery once again, the pool about 20% of the way done, and it looks like a forge goes up over here. So Tyler may be going for some sort of cannon play. Going to be difficult to cannon the main though, as the creep is already spread, so he's going to have to try to get the cannon down here on the low ground, but ViBE doing a nice job keeping that Overlord, going to give him a little bit more sight. We'll see if he's able to see this. He can. So at this point, he knows that Tyler does have this pylon going down, and he's not pulling off any sort of drones. He is scouting the main of Tyler, and I'm not sure if he did see the, no, he did not see the forge finish. Tyler hiding that forge. So at this point, ViBE not treating this like it's a cannonable pylon, but it is. So a cannon going down right before that hatchery finishes. ViBE not able to cancel that, and out comes a Zealot as well with this probe, trying to defend this cannon. A few Zerglings coming out, 8 on the way, as well as the Spinecrawler going down, and now ViBE finally pulling off these drones, but will be too late. He's pulling 6 drones, one of them goes down immediately, and Tyler doing his best to try to take down these drones with the Zealot. Zealot needs to be up against that cannon, and now looks like the cannon will finish, but the drones and the Zerglings working on this cannon, taken down. Another Zealot coming in here with this probe. Hopefully they can get a few more drone kills to make this worthwhile. Another drone does go down. The Zealot not doing much, pinned against that hatchery, and now the Spinecrawler finished. The Zerglings on the field able to take down this pylon, and a little bit of cheesy play from Tyler there, hoping to end this game 3. Obviously, he's a little bit afraid of ViBE at this point. ViBE has shown no fear going up against a very strong Team Liquid player, and now pouring out a bunch of Lings. Looks like they're going to test this front door of Tyler. 2 Zealots here in hold position should be able to hold this, but Tyler has had to delay his whole build here. Now getting up 2 gas actually started before the Cybernetics core even comes up. So Tyler going to be a little bit behind because of losing that cannon, the probe there, the 2 Zealots, as well as the pylon. And it looks like 6jax might try to test this. Tyler poking out here, not keeping that hold position. Going to try to take a few swipes at those Zerglings. The Zerglings just baiting those Zealots, begging them to come away from that choke point. And it looks like right now they will be working on that Zealot. Tyler again trying to do a little bit too fancy moon with those Zealots. And it looks like Zerglings will be able to get in here, and the Sentry and the Zealot will not be able to chase them down. And at this point, 6jax ViBE is just droning up hard. It is only 23 to 22. So even having to pull off some drones there to defend against that cannon, he has been able to keep his economy right as rain, and he is pretty even with Tyler. He's got this crawler down, so no sort of early pressure for Tyler. It's going to be working. And it's too big of a ramp to play any sort of cannon play off of. So Tyler a little bit behind, and at this point he's getting up the second and third gate. ViBE was able to see that with those Lings as they did make their way in. He also saw the 2 gas. And Tyler's going to be able to afford a lot of tech or sentries in their early going here. Looks like he's going to be doing the same thing he did last time with this probe, throwing down this expansion. Now with the way this is set up, a Protoss is going to be able to wall off this ramp, and then when they need a third, they can break down these destructible rocks, and it's going to be very difficult for any sort of Zerg player to breach this this expansion. So this is something that a lot of players are complaining about, and perhaps one of the reasons that Blizzard did take out those rocks, just because it is so imba for Protoss once they do get on those 3 bases. ViBE coming in here with a few more Zerglings, testing the defenses of Tyler once they try to get a sentry count. See what Tyler is spending his money on, and he's about halfway done his hatchery into lair tech, adding on a few more gas as well, choosing to place this lair at his natural, giving it a little bit more HP. Getting up an evolution chamber as well, something we saw him do in the first game when he went roaches, but then he tech switched over to mutas. So he's got all 4 gas up and shortly running here, hopefully. If we check out the income tab, it is 41 to 30. Wow, so ViBE taking a huge lead at this point. And Tyler just trying to make a bit of army, and ViBE knows that he doesn't need no army. He's only got 100 minerals worth of army. He's just got the 4 Zerglings. They're speedlings. They are darting around the field, and Tyler feeling like he can't really push out right now. He's going to try to saturate this natural, get his economy up and running, but ViBE is way far ahead of him, 41 to 31. That failed cheese coming back to bite Tyler a little bit, as he was not able to get those sentries up in time with that late cybernetics core, so he's not able to get up that expansion. We do see a transfer of probes coming over to this expansion though, so Tyler should be able to shorten this distance in the economic race just shortly here. Another spine crawler coming up. This would be about the time that off of 2 base a Protoss player would push out with like a 5 gate or a 6 gate all-in attack. So ViBE wants to make sure he's got enough units to prepare for that. Oh my, and it looks like we have melee attack level 1 as well as ventral sacks and the speed upgrade for Overlord. I pronounced that right last game. Not going to try again on the fly here. And it looks like Tyler with this Phoenix will be able to get all the scouting he needs. See a Baneling Nest finishing for ViBE. So we may see some Baneling drops out of these Overlords once speed and ventral sacks finishes. 22 Zerglings on the way. Those Phoenix were cleaned up. I believe that Tyler did see everything though in the base, so he sees this Baneling Nest, and he's getting down a cannon up front here to help him defend against this. He's going to be able to wall off easily with 2 force fields here and stymie the Zerglings and the Banelings, but he does not know about ventral sacks and the speed quite yet. A lot of Zerglings on the way, 21 for ViBE. This is a ton of Zerglings. He's going to be able to load up into these Overlords. Looks like he's also getting up this Roach Worm, perhaps to do a bit of a switch as well. We'll see if he starts teching up into speed or the Burrow. And now it looks like ViBE going to be doing a split on the Overlords here with those Banelings, and also getting out 28 Lings. So it looks like he might go for some sort of 3-prong attack here. This is really ballsy and pretty ingenious by ViBE. If he's able to execute this, it could take down Tyler. He's got these mineral lines, he's got no cannons in defense there. A nice spread on Stalkers. Let's see if he's got anything in his main. Looks like 1 Stalker patrolling here. But he's going to be coming in from the south and the north, it looks like, with these Overlords. And that's 8 Banelings. Those are going to do a ton of damage to the probes. To light, they're going to do 39 damage, so almost one-shotting those probes. Tyler does see this force coming. He sees the Overlords coming as well from the south and the middle here. So it looks like 6 full Overlords. It looks like the southern Overlords coming in first here. ViBE also has those Overlords in the north, trying to get up with those Zerglings, but some nice force fields going down by Tyler. Now it looks like in the north the Overlord's coming down here, but the probes are immediately spotting those and leaving. And now it seems in the south, trying to come up here with these Overlords, but they're going down before the Banelings can actually be dropped. And it looks like 6-Jack ViBE going to lose the Overlord there while the Banelings are still in him. He still has these Overlords from the north, but failed execution in that attack. It was beautiful in design, but 0 for execution there. He had a lot of Overlords actually die with the Banelings still inside of him. So if we check out Tyler's probe count, is 55 to 43 now. Army count, it is 100 to 79, and Tyler's got a huge advantage. He might just be waiting for the Colossi and push out just like he did in that second game. Keeping an eye on these Overlords, wants to make sure, he probably knows that they are filled with Banelings. They do not make it into his mineral lines here. Looks like he's getting up his Stargate as well, so may try to get out a Phoenix to prevent the drop play, just like you might have to against a Terran player. And now placing Photon Cannons in his mineral lines. So pretty interesting defense here from Tyler. He's able to get nice force fields down there, and now ViBE's got to be way behind. If we check out the income count, it's actually 57 to 50. So ViBE, pretty ballsy here, droning up. He knows Tyler's pretty passive. Tyler could possibly push out some nice force field use. ViBE doesn't have much in the way of army, and it looks like Roach is now pushing out. Oh, and in the main we got Baneling drops going on. A lot of probes going down. If we check the income counting station, is 48 to 43. At the same time, as a lot of drones are coming in for ViBE, as they're finishing another 5 on the way. So ViBE's going to vault ahead in the economy at this point, pushing out with these Roaches, testing that front door as well. Wow, so he was able to get those probes. If we check out the probe kill, it is 15 killed for ViBE compared to the 3 of Tyler. So Tyler with those first few drone kills after that ineffective cannon play, and after that, ViBE has been way far ahead in economy, 53 to 47. We see more drops being loaded here. Another 3 overlords. Tyler working on this back door. It is down. I wonder if he's got a Phoenix out. It looks like he does. Harassing the overlords on the right side, but these overlords are not full. And now if we check out the body count, it is 116 to 120. So ViBE has actually gotten back into this, even though he did fail with those Baneling drops. They're pretty cheap. Remember, it's only a Zergling and then a little bit of gas and minerals to make a Baneling. So Tyler's been very passive here, getting on this third base. If he's able to get that up and get a timing push out with Colossi, he's going to perhaps wait for level 2 weapons as well. But now we see Corruptors on the way for ViBE. So he's kind of reading his opponent perfectly. He's going to have those Corruptors out by the time Tyler wants to push out. And now he's going to be pushing towards this third, trying to take down these destructible rocks. He's got Banelings in here as well. And Tyler going to be spotting this, perhaps looking for expansions. So he's got to position his army accordingly here. I'm not sure he's got enough army to take this on. The Colossi coming in here. And now it looks like the Banelings, no, forcing a cancel. So Tyler forced to cancel this. He's not going to be able to get on those 3 bases, which he really wanted to get on. And now if we check the income cannon station, it is 63 to 46. ViBE way far ahead. He's on these 3 bases, getting up a 4th. Checking out the army count, it is still in Tyler's favor. He's got those teched up units, 4,300 to 3,200. But a lot of Corruptors coming out for ViBE at this point, positioning them in the north, perhaps a rally point, a misrally there. But they are going to be in position, and it looks like Tyler maybe choosing this opportunity to move out. He's still got extended thermal lance, only halfway done. So can't really move out quite yet. And there's just going to be more and more Corruptors on the field by the time he does move out. Another 16 Roaches on the way as well. So ViBE's economy kicking in here, 173 to 133. Just a moment ago, it was only like a 10 or 15 food difference. But way outspending Tyler here. And once these Roaches pop, checking out the army tab, it's just going to shoot up. The armies are now even in both cost and ViBE ahead in production here, or in the food count. Now it looks like he will be pushing out at the front. He's got a lot of Roaches here. They are low on the upgrades, only 1-0, so he has been sacrificing upgrades, but he's got quite the flock of Corruptors here, 10 Corruptors. If we check the Colossi count for Tyler, it's 5 Colossi. So the Corruptor is going to try to separate these Colossi, one being danced back there on the right-hand side by Tyler. He's got his forces here. He knows those drops are ever present. Wants to guard this third, make sure it gets up. Now hunting for those Colossi, we see some more Banelings drops coming in here. So ViBE pushing in here with Colossi, Roaches, and Banelings. Some preemptive force fields going down, but these Baneling drops don't care. They can get right in here and drop. No, he's not going to be able to. Pulling back, and now Tyler pushing in to defend against this. And now these Roaches are going to go underneath, but there is that cannon there, seeing them, so they're going to try to focus down as much as they can. The Banelings coming in here. One Overlord does go down before the Banelings are able to be dropped, and the drops coming down on those Stalkers, but no Roaches there to take down those Stalkers. The Corruptors doing their best against these Colossi. The Roaches are going down to a lot of the gateway units here, though they are doing a decent job against them. And this Colossi just ripping apart these Roaches, trying to burrow to get away, but this Observer is in perfect position. And looks like ViBE with the, again, a very extravagant attack there. Multiple prongs to it in different unit types, which he was controlling pretty decently. But those Banelings took down the shields of a lot of those Corruptors. You really need to get those Roaches into position to help out and finish off those Stalkers, excuse me, so the Corruptors can do damage against the Colossi. Now we see Tyler pushing out with a smaller death ball here. Again, it's 187 to 126. 19 Mutas on the way. And it looks like ViBE going to try to defend until the mutas come out. If he's able to lessen the stalker count with the roaches, the mutas could be huge, picking off the colossi just as well as the corruptors, as long as there aren't too many stalkers out to take down the mutas. And it looks like a lot of cannons trying to defend this third from Tyler. But check out the income cannon station is 75 to 56. So ViBE's still working off these 4 bases, perhaps needs to get up a 5th at this point to continue this onslaught. He's lost a lot more units than Tyler, but he can afford it. He's now max 200, 200, and now we see an Ultra Cavern on the way. These 19 mutas making sure Tyler's not on this 4th. He does know that the 3rd is back up here though. And now Tyler pulling back, perhaps waiting for a little bit more in the Colossi count. Another Colossi coming out. Ground armor level 1 coming out as well. He's already got the 3 weapon upgrades, so that's going to be huge. The roaches just at 1-0. They really need that armor to defend against those colossi. It reduces quite a bit of damage as the colossi do have those split 2 attacks. Now ViBE moving in here towards the north, but perhaps giving away with the mutas and the corruptors here. The roaches going to be able to take down all these cannons if he chooses. A blink coming in and really going to lessen the number of mutas here. A few of them going down, not before they do get a colossi. The baneling's not doing too much there as they're taken down by the colossi, and now a lot of roaches going down unless they do try to get out of here, but they're not going to be able to burrow as there is the observers ever present for Tyler. He's always on top of that, so the roaches, if they do burrow, not going to be able to get away. And once again, huge losses for ViBE, but very aggressive here. Being aggressive with his economy, and now it looks like Tyler may be pushing out again just the 1 colossi, more zerglings and mutas on the field. The mutas retreating back. They have to defend against this stalker ball now with just the 1 colossus, and now the mutas coming in here going to try to pick off this colossus. If the zerglings do snipe in here, they could try to get a surround on the stalkers, do a little bit of damage. We check the unit cannon station, just 16 zerglings, 25 mutas. Mutas taking down the 2 colossi which were here, so it will be just stalkers if yes they can take that down. And now blink coming in, going to really lessen the number of mutas. A ton of mutas going down there, not very powerful against those +3 stalker, the particle disruptors. And now we see a few late arriving zerglings coming in, but just too many mutas. The broodlings doing their best as well. More mutas coming in, but remember he does have blink, so he's going to be able to micro up against these few zerglings as they stream in. ViBE really needs to group up all these zerglings for one massive counterattack. Perhaps take down his backdoor rocks and get a 4th, a safer one back there. But all these mutas are going to be going down here. And now Tyler pushing in. If we check the production tab, it looks like 2 ultras and 3 infestors on the way. So those ultras take 70 seconds to come out. It's going to be an eternity. Tyler's going to be up into his base, and zerglings here trying to burrow and hide themselves. But again, ever-present observers always there for Tyler. A bit of a surround coming here with mutas, zerglings, and a lot of drones being pulled off to try to keep these stalkers away while the 2 ultras do come up. The infestors coming out, 5 of them now. I'm not sure if he does have the energy upgrade yet. I did not see that building at any point, so I'm not sure if he's going to have fungals on the field. If he does, they're going to be able to do huge damage against these blink stalkers. Looks like they're coming out with 50 energy, so no fungals yet. These infestors, all they're going to be able to do is place down infested Terran. The ultras coming out, quickly being focused down, 1 in the main and 1 coming from that 4th, but they're very quickly focused down by the colossi and the stalkers here. Now the stalkers just doing huge damage to all the drones of ViBE, and ViBE giving the GG, the well played, good luck in the rest of the tourney. And wow, so a great game there from ViBE. He showed a lot of creativity with the different attacks there. He was so aggressive. Nobody's talking about this guy, but with the aggressive style that he's been using here, I imagine if he's able to keep his macro up and maybe use a little bit better decision making there, he's going to go far here in StarCraft 2, as he gave Tyler a run for his money in this series, taking that first game with aggression, the second game getting a little bit behind, and continuing to be aggressive, multiple flanked attacks, Nidus Worm, and then here with Baneling drops, and he was able to take down a ton of probes there, and eventually do a decent amount of damage to Tyler's army as well, continue to macro up, and just, it was a tireless onslaught against the Protoss player, but eventually Liquid Tyler was able to catch his opponent in that northern position, take down a ton of roaches. The mutas didn't do as much damage as we'd like to see, and ViBE goes down, Liquid Tyler moves on, and a great series. A nice best of 3 coming from MLG Dallas 2011. If you're looking for more StarCraft 2 action, analysis, commentary, or lessons, check out my channel Matron StarCraft at youtube.com. Thanks for watching this one. Take care.